Most Republican governors now are breaking with their GOP colleagues in Congress, and now they're pushing for the stimulus plan. But not all GOP governors support the plan. Thank goodness there are some with common sense. With me now is Governor Mark Sanford of South Carolina, also the chairman of the Republican Governors Association. Governor Sanford is a critic of the current stimulus plan, even though, Governor, I believe your state of South Carolina will get $2.1 billion of the stimulus plan.
Because I guess before I'm a South Carolinian, I'm an American, and my wife and I have 4 little boys, and the debt upon debt upon debt that we're piling to pay for all these different promises coming out of Washington will ultimately be borne by those little guys. And I think that we as well have a problem in that it is non-stimulus stimulus. What we're really doing is freezing up the private marketplace, which is the mother of all stimulus in our economy. And I think that if we stay on the road we're on, we're headed not toward a prolonged recession, but frankly to depression. I think it is a tragic mistake, and for that reason I'm standing against it, trying to throw anything I can into the monkey, anything into the wheels of machinery, if you will, to try and stop it. I think it's a huge problem.
Governor, I couldn't agree with you more, but I don't think, quite honestly, I mean, if you look at what's happening, we've got a segment on China not buying our debt now. They've made a change here the last week, and also what's happening in Mexico. I think you're looking at global Katrina if we don't play this right and if we're not careful. I mean, I just think, I really truly believe our republic is at stake. How come, I mean, I'm looking at the list of some of the governors, and we'll get to these later on in the week, and I'm going to talk to some of these governors. Even people like Governor Sarah Palin, who I really respect and like, she's for this stimulus package. I mean, I don't even understand it. What is your vice chair is actually for it.
Right.
Well, can you help me out on
again, I'm going to let other people speak for themselves. Well, I mean, the arguments are the obvious, which is anytime you put large chunks of money on the table in front of any political body or any politician, there's generally going to be a reach to grab your share, because anybody's a fiduciary for their state or their territory or their congressional district. I get all that. But I think, as you correctly just pointed out, this really is a gut check on where we go next as an American civilization. Whether or not, in fact, the capitalistic system that we've enjoyed to date continues to move forward, or do we move closer to some third world country in that if you got the best political connection to Washington, you get the golden tap on the shoulder and your business is bailed out, but hey, if you don't, you're out of luck. That is a very scary place to be, and the associated costs with that kind of business, I think, are very, very scary. The old saying is, he who doesn't learn from history is destined to repeat it. And if you look at the history of the Great Depression, a lot of the same things that are being pulled out of the pages right now were played back in the 1920s and the 1930s, and they did not work. We're talking about going down a road that is going to prolong, exacerbate, and deepen the crisis that we're in.
Governor, thank you very much. By the way, if you have not read Amity Schle's book, The Forgotten Man, have you read that, Governor? You have?
I have read it. Fabulous.
Yeah,
I highly recommend it.
I mean, you can look at it. I'm going to get her actually to do a time chart of the late 1920s and early 1930s and just say, this is what they did, here's what we're doing, and just show it. But you're exactly right. It's the same course, except we've done what they did from 1929 to 1933. We've done it in about 4 months. Thank you very much, Governor.